Super Hot is a first person puzzle shooter that does every single thing right except their story. And it's going to sound weird, but they didn't need to have a story for this game. They didn't need to have a plot at all. All they had to do was just have a list of 50 missions and you jump into them one at a time. It almost feels like they created this entire game and then right when it was about to get released, someone said, "Hey, you know what? We need some kind of a storyline because we can't just have this as a random set of missions and that's it." And that's what this game is, though. It's a random set of missions where your character is just thrown into a situation where you have to just simply kill the red guys. That's it. There's no real strategy to it. It's just kill these guys, don't get hit, because if you get hit once, you have to restart the level. And that's it. It almost feels like Max Payne's bullet time, but times 1,000, where you can actually sit there and watch everything happen and the game doesn't move unless you move. So you can move ultra slow motion however you want to, or you can just sprint through the levels. It doesn't matter. But it's really, really cool looking at 3 or 4 guys in front of you all firing bullets, and you have to slowly maneuver your way out of it. The makers of Superhot have created a vastly unique experience. It's unlike any other game you're ever gonna play. Like I said, when was the last time you heard first person puzzle shooter in a single sentence? Probably not many. And this game, it delivers so much on the gameplay, but then they create this utterly infuriating storyline where I don't really seem to understand it as much. I feel like this is what happens. You're somehow being controlled by some kind of a supercomputer or whatnot, and they keep throwing you in subliminal messages like you are not in control, you are weak, and then they have you do these ridiculous mini games where you have to tap the buttons to type, the back buttons, and it just throws out a message. So you're not even really having any decision based anything. You're just tapping the buttons. And at one point of the game, little messages come across the screen saying, "You hate this. You want to get back to the game. Press A." And then your character just types in, "I want to get back to the game." Press A to get back to the game. You can't get to the game. We're in control. At that point, I wanted to just put the game down and delete it from my system. Like, I don't need this crap. I don't need to be bullied by a game. Just let me play the damn game. And then it just goes on and on and on. Because in the first few levels, you might get like a little subliminal message here and there, some kind of a stupid little cutscene type esque where you just have to walk at the wall until the door opens up. But then it just goes on and on, and then just you're to a point where you're wondering, is there going to be another part to this game? Now, as I'm doing all these missions, it almost felt like I'm training for something bigger. Like eventually the game was going to open up into this absolutely gorgeous 3D world of colors, and I'm going to be going on these missions, assassinating people, learning everything I did. But none of that happened. So this whole game that almost felt like a tutorial had no payoff in the end at all. And even the payoff that I tried to create was just bland. Like I said, it feels like this is a game for your phone, where if you're just like sitting on the can, you just pop it up and then you might play a mission or two just to get through it. That's what this game feels like. It's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I had an absolute blast playing this, but there's no way in hell this game is going to win a ton of awards, and that's what I felt like they were trying to do. I think they were trying too hard to make this something bigger than what it is because they felt like they couldn't just throw this game out there and say, "Hey, here's, 40, 50 missions of kill the red guys, have fun." And they are vastly wrong on that. Because look at so many games throughout history where it was just one-on-one fight. I mean, look at Mortal Kombat. There wasn't really a storyline to that. It was just, "Hey, fight, one-on-one." That's it. Look at all like sports games and everything like that. You don't really need a storyline to them. So Super Hot, it was a great game. I love playing it. I still have it on my Xbox, and I'm gonna probably keep playing it. But it's definitely not a game that's gonna stand the test of time. I am curious of what the company is gonna come up with next, though. If they will actually have a story-based game where you're gonna be out in the world in some kind of a bullet time scenario where you can see everything coming at you in slow motion. That's all cool and all, but it just felt like they were trying to create more. and it definitely piqued my interest because I'm wondering of where they can go with this franchise, or if they even decide to make it a series.